So we are discussing the November paper for 24, right? And it's variant 2. Okay, so first question is about the dichotomous key. I hope this one is visible to you, or you are using your own paper. That would be perfectly fine. Okay, now we have a table in which is given that animals are with backbone, vertebrates. Now one are without fins and gills and one are with fins and gills. So definitely with fins and gills. So exactly, A would be fishes. Now, without fins and gills, they lay eggs with shell. Now, there are two which lay shell. Sorry, which lay eggs with shell. One reptile, second birds. Okay, so if they have skin with feathers, what it would be? Birds. So here, fish, birds. What would be third with no feathers? Reptiles. Now, that do not lay eggs with shells. Okay, have skin with fur. Mammals. And the last one, amphibians. Okay, so both and birds and sorry, amphibians and fish, they lay eggs without shells. Okay, just keep this thing in mind. Okay, next one is related to a virus. A pathogen is given. Identify, there is identification given. You have to identify the molecule. Okay, okay. It's a protein code. Okay. Identify one component of virus which is not shown. So it has only two components, the protein code and exactly the genetic material, DNA or RNA is not shown. Okay, pathogens may be transmitted to humans either by direct contact or indirectly. Okay, list two of the human body barriers to the entry of the pathogens. Skin, hair, nose. Okay, good. Name four chemical elements that will always be present in antibody molecule. Now, antibody molecule is a type of protein. So, what are the four elements? Nitrogen, okay, oxygen, hydrogen, and carbon. Okay, so next one is because I'm copying. Explain how the structure and function of the antibody are important in the immune response. Now you have to tell the like about the antibody. What is an antibody? How does it control the pathogen and the things related to that? So it's of 5 marks. Okay. Okay. It's very specific. Okay. Let's say specific. They have complementary shape. Okay. To the no, there is something on the pathogen. Antigens. Okay. Then yeah, the whole function. No, the whole function. Like how it works. First it bind, then what will happen after binding? Okay. Then what is the how does they destroy the pathogen or the antigen? No, 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 no. It's about the lymphocytes only. They destroy, let's say, pathogens into smaller pieces, or you can say into smaller particles. Okay, and these smaller particles are then engulfed by the phagocytes. Okay, so your first point would be about uh, the specific antigen and antibody. Each antigen has a specific antibody. the antibody. Okay, which is the com in the complementary to the antigen, so that they can bind easily. When they bind together, they form a antigen antibody substrate. The antibody destroy the pathogen, or you can even name the pathogen, and break down it into into smaller particles. These particles are then engulfed by the phagocytes. Okay, so we are discussing the average length of pregnancy in an adult human is 40 weeks. Okay, a human mother may give birth to her baby before the end of the usual length of the pregnancy. Okay, it may take like shorter time, less than 9 months, let's say. This is known as premature birth. Suggests why babies born prematurely are at the higher risk of some developing infectious disease than a baby that is born after 40 months. So we can say their immune system is weak. Why do you think so their immune system is weak? Good. Fewer antibodies are present in premature, oh sorry, premature child. Okay. What should we write for point number two, the mark number two? Or we can also say that because they are born before the normal length of pregnancy, or before, or the gestation period, so lesser antibodies uh, move across the placenta. Okay, move across the placenta, because the baby is going to get a passive immunity from mothers. Okay. Okay, so the next question is, state one action that a mother can take to protect her premature baby from infection in the week after birth. Vaccination. Okay, what if the baby is not vaccinated? What can be the other way? Breast milk or breastfeeding. Okay, let's move to the next question. Okay, the next question is about, okay, it's about glucose and red blood cells. Let's go through it. So we this paper is really easy, I must say. It's really easy as compared to the other papers. It's really easy. Okay, so we have to fill in the blanks using these terms. Glucose is transported in solution by a component of blood called plasma. If the concentration of glucose in the blood increases above normal, the hormone dash is released into the body, insulin, by a dash gland, endocrine glands, called the dash, pancreas. The hormone promote the removal of glucose from the blood and its conversion into chemical glycogen. Okay, next one. Can you please take out a scale and tell me the magnification? I guess no, they haven't asked about the magnification. No, they didn't. They didn't. Okay, identify the type of blood cell. Red blood cell. I thought if they have given this, they must have asked red blood cell. They have given the magnification, the actual we can, sorry, the image size we can, right? Measure with the help of scale, and the actual size we can calculate actually. Okay, the next part of it is, if the concentration of glucose in the blood increases above normal and is not controlled, okay, like in diabetes, let's say, like in case of diabetes it happens, this can change the result to some cell of this type, lose their specialized shape, become less flexible, stick together. Explain how this change would occur. Now, this you need to relate it with some other chapter, like the starting one, the other topic. Now you have, yeah, they're talking about red blood cells. So we say that they lose their shape if we place them in a hypertonic solution. Okay. Okay. So the effect is like this. Now, if they have affected like point number one, point number two, and point number three, what are the changes in your body? If your red blood cells are not in the correct shape, are not completely round. Okay. Why there is less oxygen? Okay, less energy. Let's write less oxygen. Wait. Let me write. So less aerobic respiration. Okay. Now next point. Good. Good. Less surface area. Okay, less oxyhemoglobin. Okay, what else? We have written four. Okay, wait. Okay. Uh, uh, you haven't tell anything about becoming less flexible. Won't be able to fold through capillaries. Okay. What else? Clotting. Good. Clotting in the vessels. Oh, I've written lessons in the vessels. Okay. By sticking together. Okay. I guess this is enough for 5 mark question. Okay, let's move to the next question. Okay, there is a graph given. Let's observe this graph. A shape of lens is given. Okay, it's related to eye. It's getting less curved, or you can say it's thickened. What is the effect? Let's see. Describe a period of time the person carried out each of the following action. Read the word in books. Now, while you're reading the book, it's really close to your eye. If you're reading the time on the wall clock, it wouldn't be that close, right? It would be far away. And when the person looked out of the window, then it's very, very far away. Now we have to label PQR on the graph. Yes. Which one is very far? R1? The least curved, exactly. This one would be R. It's closer, yes. Would be Q. Good. Okay, so they have given you something related to this here in question number 2, part 2. Okay, so first one is P, R, and then Q, right? Okay, at the time labeled H. Now H is, I hope so, here. Okay. Figure 4.1 shape of the lens is changing, outlined with reference to the name structure in eye, how this change happened. Which muscles actually causes or which ligaments actually causes the decrease in curvature of the lens. Okay. What happened to ciliary muscles? Becoming, it's becoming thicker. Relax. So ciliary muscles will relax. Okay. And what happened to other one, which are suspensory? Suspensory ligaments tighten. Okay. And what is the result? What would be the result? Okay, just tell about the curvature, because they have mentioned the curvature uh, in the graph, not the other one, thickening. So we would say the curvature would decrease. Let's go. Okay, let's move to the next question. Okay, we have to use the same terms that they're using in exam. Clear? Okay, next question. Okay, so the structure of eye is given. Okay, B part. Figure 4.2 a front shows a front view of eye in the dim light. Now, what would happen to your like pupil? Oh, sorry. This one is the labeling. I've told the labeling as well. Okay. Pupil and the iris. Okay. The second one, complete figure 4.3 to show if it would appear in bright light. So you would make the iris of the same size. Oh, my iris has gone bigger. And the pupil would be really small. Let's color. State the type of nervous response that take place when the eye changes its appearance from 4.2 to 4.3. What type of response is this? Now, it's an involuntary response in your eye. So, what do we call it in the like reflex? State the importance of the person of this response taking place in the eye. Why it is important? Okay, okay. Uh, what would you have you used? Construct? Construct what? Why construct? Is it constrict? Is it okay? Okay, 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 okay. Constriction of pupil. Okay, constriction of pupil um, allows less eye light into the eye. Okay, this is point number one. To protect. This is your point number two. Okay, to protect it from you have to protect the retina or to protect the rods and cones or whatever is in the eye. Okay.